I'm with Bob Fusil, and if there's anybody who loves Lovering Volvo, it's this guy who's been a customer for, I'm going to say, probably almost 3 decades. You've been buying Volvos, and it started with Rich.
Moved to Nashua in 1979, and shortly thereafter we bought our first Volvo, and that's how I first met Rich. He was working in the dealership that I think was Volvo of Nashua at the time, and he was a fledgling salesperson, and I won't say it's love at first sight, but I met him, and I knew intuitively that he was the kind of person that had the right kind of character that I would enjoy doing business with. And it's been a long and very, I hope, symbiotic relationship.
So how long have you been driving a Volvo?
Over 10 years.
All right, so you're, it looks like you're in it for a while. You're in it to stay. Huh?
Oh, absolutely. In my opinion, there's no safer vehicle on the road.
Yeah, I'm finding as we talk to more people that safety is a recurring theme, and certainly the marketing has brought that home, but I guess out in the field too, you do feel safer with all the safety options and things that are in the car.
Absolutely. You know, on the off chance where that I may travel and have to rent a vehicle, unfortunately I can't get a Volvo, and I drive many different vehicles. I get back into my car, and it's a major difference. It's nice to get back in that solid, well-handled vehicle.
Dealing with Lovering a Volvo is the fact the service coordinators have a lot of longevity. So it's sort of like a first name basis when you come in. It's only going to cheers, everybody knows your name. and they made it for me a very pleasant experience because the car is ready when they say it's going to be ready, which is important to me because I need a car for my business, and I can't. And they'll generally arrange to have a loaner available for me, so I don't miss any time.
You must feel comfortable because nobody wants to go into a dealership and feel like the hammer of pressure is on them. They claim this is a low-pressure environment. You need to convince me that's true.
You know, it truly is. Every time it's been time for a new vehicle, either myself or my wife will say, you know, we love Volvo, we love Lovering, but we should probably look and see what else is out there. And you know, you walk in and you get attacked from every side. Here you walk in, people say hello. If you need help, they're more than willing to help you. We've come back to Volvo every time, and especially to Lovering.
Why a Volvo? There's so many other cars out there.
Well, frankly, my first experience in buying a car, I had a Ford at the time. I went to buy another Ford. It was a Sunday afternoon. My wife and I were paying cash for the car. The manager came over to us and said, you have to leave because we're closing. So I went back to my office, and the fellow who owned my company at the time had a couple of Volvos. And he said, why don't you consider buying a Volvo? And I said, you know, it's way out of my price range. I can't do that. And I went down and I was very pleasantly surprised at the cost. And I think the thing that sold me was the safety features of the car. Originally, my wife and I each had a 240, and both my children were driving at that point. They each had minor accidents, and the airbags and all the safety features, you know, saved them from a lot.
We enjoyed your stories, and it sounds like you have the kind of relationship with the Lovering dealerships and family that a lot of people would like to have.
Well, let me tell you, buying a car, the analogy that I always use is like choosing a safety razor. And the analogy is that the safety razor is only as good as the blade you put in it. Clearly, a Volvo is a world-class automobile. But without the service, without the back end, without John Chaput and his capable staff looking after you, and I don't care if I'm here for an oil change, a major maintenance, or some other problem as infrequent as it may be, I get the kind of service that makes me not only want to come back, but want to continue to buy a Volvo product because it's a lifetime relationship. And to me, that's what life is all about. It's about relationships. Anybody can sell you a car. Very few people know how to sell a relationship like the Lovering family does.